Hi, I'm James and welcome to Get Good at Golf. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to get good at hitting a big high draw with your driver. Now, if you want to hit a draw with your driver, 9 times out of 10, you may well be slicing the ball already. That's something which, if you watch this video, we can help you get out of. And one of the first tips about hitting a big high draw is one of the most simple tips I could ever give you. Guys, if you use the wrong tee height with your driver, generally that is going to alter how you try and attack the ball. So by attack the ball, I mean angle of attack. If you tee the ball really low with your driver and you can't even see it from behind you, to get that ball up in the air, you need to come across that ball. You need to open the face to present more dynamic loft to it. That's going to make you hit that big horrible slice. If you tee the ball down so you can just see the equator of the ball from behind there, that's a little bit better, but you're still going to have to come across the ball. You're still going to have to try and flip some loft on it, and that's not what we want to hit a lovely high bombing draw. The third tee you can see there is the perfect tee height to hit a big high draw, because that means I can bring the club more inside, so I can drop the club from the top of the backswing closer to the ground. And you see there now that club is working what we call in to out here. So if I do that correctly, the first shot of the day should be a lovely big high draw. That's not the only thing you need to do to hit a big high draw, but if you tee the ball up incorrectly, you're already off to a losing start. Okay, so you are teeing the golf ball up correctly. It's nice and high. You can drop that club from the top of the backswing, get it shallowed out, and attack the ball from the inside. But what if your takeaway isn't correct? What if I step up to this golf ball, which is teed up correctly, and my takeaway comes really inside here, and I have a really flat top of the backswing? That's something which I can relate to, because I've done that all through my junior years. If you do this, generally the club's going to work on the outside on the way back, because you're already so stuck at the back, you can't then drop it inside. It would just physically hurt. So you come over here, you see this shaft plane is what we call steep, and then that's when you come really across the ball here, you hit that big horrible slice. You may even sky the ball here. If you struggle with sky marks on your driver, luckily there is nothing on this driver here, but that's generally what you're going to be doing. So for a takeaway, I want you to feel as though the club works straight back. So straight back here, almost as though if there's someone stood at the camera there, they're going to catch that driver head. From here, I can set the wrists up to the top of the backswing, and from here, this is now a race down to the ball. It is a race between all of my body parts, and the race needs to start from the ground and work up. So my legs move first, followed by my hips, followed by my torso, followed by my shoulders, followed by my arms, then the club. You'll see that is the sequence that allows us to get down to the ball and the club move on a lovely path on the way down. If we don't do this and we start the sequence from the top, so the club moves first, then the arms, then the torso, then the hips, then the legs, you'll see that that looks very, very unathletic. I'm not an athletic person, but this looks really unathletic. So we need to make sure that we start it from the ground. The kinematic sequence works in unison, and from there, I can hit a lovely big high draw. Now, sometimes you might not want to hit a draw because the wind may be coming from the other side of the golf course. But if you sequence the downswing correctly, the ball will just move ever so slightly. You can almost hit a straight golf shot, and you definitely won't hit the big high horrible slice. Okay guys, if those simple tips have helped so far, make sure you do hit that subscribe button and leave us a like on this video, and comment below what other videos would you like to see. Now, moving on to more tips for you to hit a lovely big high draw, we need to have the club face open at impact. Yes, you heard that right guys. To hit a draw, the club face needs to be open. Understanding this relationship is key to you getting good at hitting a big high draw. If the club face is closed, you will hit a smother hook, you will hit a pull hook, or even just a pull. The ball has to start right of target to hit a draw. So in order to do this, I'm actually going to aim my body a little bit right of target, and from there, as we've mentioned about the sequence on the way down, the club face is going to be ever so slightly open to target. But what makes the ball draw, you ask? So if you think about those numbers, if you think about a club face being slightly open, the club path has to be more in to out than the club face is open. This relationship is going to start the ball right and bring it back on target. Don't worry about the numbers, just make sure that that club face is ever so slightly open and the club path comes more from the inside. Now, to get that club path moving from the inside, I'm going to load up to the top of the backswing, and this is a real secret tip guys, I hardly tell anyone. To hit that draw, I feel like my right shoulder works this way, and I feel like that shaft plane flattens ever so slightly. That helps me come from the inside, and it's a little bit of trial and error to make sure you can get that correct, to get the right amount of draw on that. If I want to hit a really big, hard slinging draw that starts over at those pylons and finishes left side of the fairway, I'm going to drop my shoulder loads, that is a scientific term, and get it moving from right to left. So up to the top of the backswing, drop this shoulder in, and then feel like the club works out to the right hand side. As long as that club face is in the right place, that is how you hit a lovely big high draw. Oh, lovely. Now, a huge factor to hit this draw is ball position with your driver. So if I have my ball position in the middle of the stance, generally we know that's not where we want it for a driver, because we're going to come down too steep on the ball, and just like the start of this video, that means the ball is more likely to cut than draw. I want the ball just off the inside heel, because that allows me to think then if I can shallow my angle of attack into the ball, it gives the club face time to square up or stay ever so slightly open, as we have discussed. So from here, load up to the top of the backswing, ball position's in the right place, another lovely big high draw, because I've released that club properly and the club path has come from the inside to out. Guys, thank you so much for watching. That was another episode of Get Good at Golf. Hopefully if you watch this video and go and practice it, you can get good at hitting big high draws.